I started off in education as a teacher. I was a health and physical education teacher, and got my master's in administration, and then was the athletic director for a year and a half, and then the last 13 years as a vice principal. Yeah, I'm satisfied where I am. I enjoy working with kids, and I certainly enjoy the fact that we have a freshman class and we work the way up through senior year, and then we go back to freshman again. So I enjoy that rapport we get to have with their kids and with the students as well as parents. Okay, I think just certainly going to college, getting my degree, and then moving forward after having a degree, and then a few years after in the teaching, I went back to school at Rowan University to get my master's in administration, and that was about a 3-year process of doing that, and then just looking forward to applying and getting the job that I did initially as an athletic director, and then moving up to a vice principal. I have 3 children, and it was a struggle when they were very young, when they were first being born, because they're only a year and a half apart, all 3 of them. But I have a very good wife who, when I was working 12, 14 hours a day, she was there and understood that, especially when I started off as an athletic director, where I was here from 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night sometimes. But she was very understanding with that, and we made it work, so it worked out okay. Regarding any struggles with the staff, it's always a pleasure. There are times where we have to talk to staff about different things. Absolutely, there's things that come up throughout the course of a year, but 99% of the time it's always a good relationship, a good rapport. But if there's times that, just as we have students that act up and do things wrong, if we have to talk to a staff member about something, then that's part of our responsibility and job too, to oversee what they're doing on a daily basis. But for the most part, it's a good relationship and a good rapport. As far as stereotypes about the position I'm in and what I have to do, that's understandable. Unfortunately, sometimes when you're friends with somebody and then you have to oversee what they're doing, it makes it very difficult, because maybe you have to question what they're doing or how they're going about doing things. But I think that people, if they understand why you're doing what you're doing and you're fair with everybody, then I think you end up having a good relationship and a good rapport with them. But it's definitely different when you're the boss of somebody as opposed to an equal to them, because you have expectations and things you have to do in order to make sure things get done and oversee what they're doing, and then that's my job and my responsibility, and I make them aware of that, so they understand. I guess some of the worst situations I've been in are just a copulation of things with dealing with kids, and kids that do things wrong, and the consequences include getting the police involved and them having possibly criminal charges being filed against them. I never enjoy that aspect of the job. Kids do things wrong, and there's consequences for that, but then when the police are involved, it kind of gets out of our hands, and it can really have an impact on the person's life for the rest of their life, especially if they're 18 years old and having possible criminal charges filed against them. So I never enjoy that aspect of the job, having to deal with that, for the sake of the student.